Welcome to the CDL General Knowledge Practice Test Quiz. This part will include question 142 to 163. Let's get started. Question 142. You must park on the side of a level, straight, two-lane road. Where should you place the three reflective triangles? A. One within 10 feet of the rear of the vehicle, one about 100 feet to the rear of the vehicle, and one about 100 feet from the front of the vehicle. B. One within 10 feet of the rear of the vehicle, one about 100 feet to the rear, and one about 200 feet to the rear. C. One about 50 feet from the rear of the vehicle, one about 100 feet to the rear of the vehicle, and one about 10 feet from the front of the vehicle. D. One within 100 feet of the rear of the vehicle, one about 10 feet to the rear, and one about 10 feet from the front of the vehicle. The correct answer is option A, one within 10 feet of the rear of the vehicle, one about 100 feet to the rear of the vehicle, and one about 100 feet from the front of the vehicle. Question 143. The key principle in balancing cargo weight is to keep the load? A. Centered. B. To the front. C. To the rear. D. None of the above. The correct answer is option A, centered. Question 144. When should you check your load? A. Before you leave on your trip. B. At the start of the trip and at your first stop. C. Before you leave, after the first 25 miles and every 150 miles or 3 hours. D. After the first 25 miles. The correct answer is option C. Before you leave, after the first 25 miles and every 150 miles or 3 hours. Question 145. If a vehicle is loaded with very little weight on the front axle, what can happen? A. Poor traction. B. Damage to drive axle tires. C. Better handling. D. All the above. The correct answer is option A, poor traction. Question 146. Cargo inspections. A. Should be done only before driving. B. Should be done at every break during trip. C. Are only needed if you are hauling hazardous materials. D. Should be done every 6 hours or 300 miles. The correct answer is option B, should be done at every break during trip. Question 147. How do you correct a rear wheel acceleration skid? A. Increase acceleration to the wheels. B. Apply the brakes. C. Stop accelerating and push in the clutch. D. Apply the brakes. The correct answer is option C, stop accelerating and push in the clutch. Question 148. Which of these statements about double clutching and shifting is true? A. It should not be done when the road is slippery. B. You can use the sound of the engine to tell you when to shift. C. You must use both clutch pedals. D. All the above. The correct answer is option B, you can use the sound of the engine to tell you when to shift. Question 149. Which of these statements about tires and hot weather driving are true? A. You should inspect your tires more often. B. If a tire is too hot to touch, you should drive on it to cool it off. C. Recap tires are less likely to fail in hot weather than new tires. D. None of the above. The correct answer is option A, you should inspect your tires more often. Question 150. What should you do if your vehicle hydroplanes? A. Start stab braking. B. Downshift immediately. C. Accelerate slightly. D. Release the accelerator. The correct answer is option D, release the accelerator. Question 151. You must make a very quick stop. You should brake so you A. Can steer hard while braking hard. B. Use the full power of the brakes and lock them up. C. Stay in a straight line and can steer. D. All the above. The correct answer is option C, stay in a straight line and can steer. Question 152. While driving, you see a small, 1-foot square, cardboard box ahead in your lane. You should A. Stop and direct traffic around it. B. Hit it with your vehicle to knock it off the road. C. Steer around it if it is safe to do so. D. Aim for it with your left steering tire. The correct answer is option C, steer around it if it is safe to do so. Question 153. Which of these statements about overhead clearance is true? A. You should assume posted clearances are always correct. B. A vehicle's clearance can change with the load carried. C. If the road surface causes the vehicle to tilt, you should drive close to the shoulder. D. Heavy vehicles can always fit under any clearance. The correct answer is option B. A vehicle's clearance can change with the load carried. Question 154. When you are on top of a hill and know you will be going down a steep grade, which statement is true? A. Never downshift until you are going down the grade. B. Always downshift to a gear lower than you came up the hill before starting down the grade. C. Put the vehicle in neutral while going down the grade and use a very heavy pressure on the brake pedal. D. Use a steady brake pressure before starting down the grade. The correct answer is option B. Always downshift to a gear lower than you came up the hill before starting down the grade. Question 155. You are driving a vehicle with a light load, traffic is moving at 35 miles per hour in a 55 miles per hour zone. The safest speed for your vehicle in this situation is most likely A. 30 miles per hour. B. 35 miles per hour. C. 50 miles per hour. D. 25 miles per hour. The correct answer is option B. 35 miles per hour. Question 156. What sort of things should you inspect during a trip? A. Gauges, exhaust, lights, cargo, and coupling devices. B. Gauges, brakes, lights, pumps, and hoses. C. Gauges, brakes, lights, cargo, and coupling devices. D. Gauges, tires, shock absorbers, brake shoes, and frame members. The correct answer is option C. Gauges, brakes, lights, cargo, and coupling devices. Question 157. When should you downshift your vehicle? A. Before going downhill. B. Before entering a curve. C. Going up a hill. D. All the above. The correct answer is option D. All the above. Question 158. Which item is a key suspension part? A. Tie rod. B. Drag link. C. Pitman arm. D. None of the above. The correct answer is option D. None of the above. Question 159. What factors determine a person's blood alcohol content? A. How much alcohol you drink. B. How fast you drink. C. How much you weigh. D. All the above. The correct answer is option D. All the above. Question 160. Perception distances? A. The distance traveled from the time your brain tells your feet to move from the accelerator until your foot is actually pushing the brake pedal. B. The distance traveled from the time your eyes see a hazard until the time your brain recognizes the hazard. C. The distance it takes to stop once the brakes are applied. D. The time until perception is reached. The correct answer is option B. The distance traveled from the time your eyes see a hazard until the time your brain recognizes the hazard. Question 161. When driving, how far ahead should you be looking? A. 1 football field. B. 2 football fields. C. 5 to 10 seconds. D. 12 to 15 seconds. The correct answer is option D. 12 to 15 seconds. Question 162. Doubling your speed has what effect on braking distance? A. No difference in stopping distance. B. Twice the speed equals twice the stopping distance. C. Twice the speed equals 4 times the stopping distance. D. Twice the speed equals 8 times the stopping distance. The correct answer is option C. Twice the speed equals 4 times the stopping distance. Question 163. Hazardous material placards are A. Placed on the front, rear, and both sides of the vehicle. B. 10 3/4 inches square. C. Turned upright on a point, in a diamond shape. D. All of the above. The correct answer is option D. All of the above.